Hey everyone, Steven here, autistic YouTuber, and welcome to Toastamac. With a new year comes new hopes, new goals, new expectations, or maybe some new changes. To that end, today I want to talk to you about self-care, from why it can be a struggle for so many people, to help setting up a game plan, to even what to do if you're just having a bad day. The term self-care is pretty self-explanatory. It's about taking better care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. About considering your own needs and experiences as you take actions to improve your overall well-being. It's something that sounds simple, yet something that takes considerable amount of planning and effort. There are lots of people, autistic or otherwise, that may struggle with improving self-care. I mean, in my case, I struggled all the way until midway through high school because I absolutely sucked at time management, let alone getting everyday tasks done, not unless the schedule was set for me. More on that later. For now, let's look into some reasons as to why some autistic people might struggle with self-care, beginning with, say it with me now, sensory sensitivities. I know. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times before, but that doesn't make it any less true. Remember, autistic people in general tend to process information differently than neurotypicals due to fewer filters in their brain. That includes the 5 senses. To give you a better idea, let's look into personal hygiene. Many people would prefer baths over showers because baths are more soothing, not like some shower heads that can make water feel like tiny pebbles. To add on to that, there's also the matter of brushing your teeth and combing your hair, which, depending on what you're using, can bring overwhelming discomfort, to the point where some people may skip these steps altogether, only to pay for it later, through discomfort and even ridicule. Coinciding with that, another possible reason could be that they're struggling with managing everyday tasks. Sure, having a set routine helps, when it actually works. This can all boil down to issues with executive functions that can affect our abilities like time management, planning and prioritizing tasks, getting said tasks done, and shifting from one task to another, in case they have an issue with hyperfixating on something. Are you getting enough sleep at night, or do you find yourself staying up too late? Are you getting all of your tasks done in a timely manner, or even with time to spare, or do you find yourself constantly racing against the clock? Just some things for you to consider. Not to worry though, like many other obstacles, this too can be overcome. Before we get to problem solving though, there is one more reason to take into account that some of you might not have thought about right away, and one that is not so easily solved. Insecurities. The world is filled with complexities and possibilities, and not all of them are good. Be it something bad that happened to you earlier in life, peer pressure, bullying, problems with communicating, or even dealing with anxiety and depression. All of this can weigh you down and negatively impact your well-being, and consequently, your body's health. Something like this cannot be so easily solved with a if and then scenario. Rather, this will require a more delicate and personal approach. We can go over that in the next part. Problem solving time, my favorite. Due to various situations bringing different complexities, how about we keep it simple with a 3-step process? What, why, and how. What is when you identify what the problem is and what it is that you need to fix. Can't solve a problem if you don't know what it is you're solving. Hey Steven, remember back in early high school when students kept saying you smelled like seaweed? Yes, I remember. That was because A, I wasn't bathing as often as I should have, B, I wasn't doing laundry as often as I should have, and C, there were times where I would wear the same set of clothes for a few days straight in order to avoid doing said laundry. But you don't have to mention every single embarrassing thing about me to the audience. Oh, come on. Think of it as empathy for your audience. Give them someone to relate to. Hey, Steven, remember that one time you went to high school in pajama pants? Okay, moving on. Of course, identifying what the problem is by itself isn't enough. Nor can you simply skip over to how. You need to establish why. Why is it that you are making this change? There are those that may believe that simply wanting something enough will just magically make it happen. The thing is, though, there is a considerable difference between want and need. Back in high school, I wanted to make more friends and hang out with them more. But to do that, I needed to improve my hygiene issue and fix it. That way I don't constantly scare people away with bad odor. I want to take Toastamac to bigger and brighter things, like, comment, and subscribe, I appreciate it. But to do that, I need to keep making amazing quality content that's up to my standards. Not to mention finding new ways to take Toastamac to new heights. It's a constant process, really. Once you identify the why and establish the need, you'll find that you can get a lot more done than if you were to just want something enough. At last, we get to how, where we come up with solutions and set up a game plan. Again, there are different solutions for different situations, but how about I give you a little head start? Let's look into hygiene. Look for alternatives that are not so rough on your senses. You can look for softer toothbrushes. You don't even have to use electrical. You can also look for different flavors of toothpaste, provided you don't swallow it. And you can look for different brushes that are more gentle on your hair. Ooh, try looking into different shower heads as well, specifically one with softer spray options. I actually made that change a couple years ago, and it has made a big difference for me. As for time management... Wait a minute. I already made a video on that. Just click the info card right here to go right to the video. In the meantime, how about I give you a couple solutions here? You could try setting up alarms for each individual task to let you know when it's time to move on to the next. This can especially help if you find yourself focusing on something for too long. Second idea, suppose you're more of a visual thinker, set up a piece of your wall with a series of images that represent different tasks. Each time you get a task done, take the image off the wall and put it in a small pocket or bin. Then before the next day starts, set it all up again. This actually helped me a lot back in elementary school. Finally, in regards to insecurities or emotional problems, make sure there's time in the schedule when it's time for just you. No obligations, no chores, no work, just you and what it is that makes you happy. If it means that you don't socialize with anyone during this time, that's fine. You can socialize on your own terms. I'm still in touch with several friends back in Maryland, but there are times when I just need a moment for me, myself, and I. On the occasion that you do want to socialize with other people, talk with friends and families about what you're going through. They could give you advice or at the very least comfort. Or, if you're looking for more professional help, seek out a therapist. They're here to help you. In recent years, I've found that making changes to my diet and eating more healthier foods has had a positive impact on my life. I feel more confident and happy about myself than I did a few years back. I've also added exercise routines into the mix and found it as a great way to relieve stress and work out frustrations. So, if you can find a way to add diet changes and exercise routines into the mix, give it a go. Sounds like we got a solid plan here, but as we all know, no plan survives contact with reality. So, what can we do in the event that we are having a bad day? The reality is, you're going to have a bad day at some point, assuming you're not having one already. That's inevitable. However, much like the 4 seasons, they come and they go. Now, assuming you are having a bad day, it's okay to step back and take extra time for yourself, away from obligations or who you need to socialize with. If you're on the verge of a burnout, there is no need to push yourself any further. you're only going to be hurting yourself at that point. You are not obligated to always be there for other people 24 hours a day. So feel free to take some extra time for yourself and do what makes you happy. Maybe listen to music, play some games, write stuff in a diary if you want to do that, or even sit quietly in a room or take a nap. Whatever it is that will help you feel better. Naturally, you want to stay fed and properly hydrated because, trust me, that helps. Take whatever time you need. Just remember, though, that you cannot be in this state forever. Sooner or later, you're going to want to move forward again. As Iro once said, life happens wherever you are, whether you want it or not. It's up to you to decide what to do with the time you are given. So whatever changes you need to make, or however you set up your structure and routine, keep this in mind. Your self-care should be a top priority. Because you're worth it. There you have it. Some reasons as to why some people may struggle with self-care, some solutions as to how to improve self-care, and what to do if you're just having a bad day. I hope you found this video to be helpful, but of course, if you have any more questions for me or want to share your experience, tell us about it in the comments section below. Or if you want your comment to be highlighted and to support the channel, consider doing a super thanks. Every little bit helps. With that, it's time to end the video. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and a special shout out to Help Autism Center for becoming a member of the Toastamac Chow Club. You can get shout outs like this too in my videos, as well as a few other perks, so consider becoming a member today. Until the next video or live stream, see you later.